It's public knowledge that U.S. President Barack Obama collects nearly $33,000 per month through his presidential salary. But what most Americans don't realize is that the president is also tapping into a super secret income stream, something I call the Mains income stream, which has enabled him to collect an average of more than $72,780 every single month since taking office as commander-in-chief. NPR correspondent Frank James calls it one of the best financial moves President Obama ever made. Reuters reports the president is now worth millions thanks to this secret. Hi, my name is Matt Battiali. I'm a financial analyst at Stansberry & Associates, a research firm that's constantly on the lookout for great new ways to make money. Now, in just a minute, I'll show you the line item for the president's tax returns, showing exactly how he's using this strategy to make more than double his government pay. And if you watch this presentation until the end, I'm going to show you how you can use the same super secret strategy for yourself. You see, I'm probably a lot like you. I have a steady job that pays well, but I'm always on the lookout for simple and safe strategies I can use to generate income in addition to my salary. I spent the better part of the past 7 years digging up the details of these little-known income streams, but when I heard about this, I was skeptical. But once I understood how it worked, which is pretty simple really, I began to explore ways that regular Americans could use to tap into this secret too. In fact, after a little digging, I found that plenty of regular Americans are already cashing in on this secret.
It's the easiest money we've ever made.
For the first time in my life, I'm able to hit it big.
Okay, before I show you how you can start earning regular income with this strategy, let me show you the president's tax returns over the past few years. In each of the last 3 years he served as president, Obama has made many times his government salary, in some years multiplying it by 300% or more using the Mains income secret. And Obama is not the only one. This type of income stream is so potentially lucrative that many of the biggest names in D.C., those who know the ins and outs of this secret thanks to their connections, are also using it to earn considerable paydays outside of their regular earnings. For example, former U.S. President Bill Clinton also uses this super secret income stream. He's made more than $84,550 per month over the past several years. Former Vice President Al Gore used this secret to generate more than $1,440 per month for more than 20 consecutive years. Now you may be thinking this opportunity is limited to just Democrats. Nope. Alaska Governor Sarah Palin, Arizona Senator John McCain, and former President George W. Bush are all taking advantage too. And the list goes on. Former Louisiana Governor Edwin Edwards collected more than $8,300 per month thanks to this secret. Okay, so now you may be wondering, how come you've never heard about this before? Well, quite simply because the majority of people taking advantage of these income streams aren't too eager to talk about them with the public. As Thomas M. Rees, former Democratic representative from California, said of his Mains income stream, it's one of my most closely guarded secrets. But what's perhaps most surprising is that just about anyone can use these secret income streams to generate huge amounts of income. In other words, they are not reserved solely for politicians, public officials, or government employees. In fact, different versions of these amazing income streams are quietly being used right now by hundreds of everyday Americans just like you and me who want to earn significant amounts of cash. 60-year-old real estate appraiser Maury Sauer from Arkansas says of this secret,
I got a check for over $1 million in less than 2 weeks. I just didn't get used to it. Gosh, it was like, damn. Somebody hands you $1 million and you have to think about it for a while.
Lorraine Wilkes, 64, a banking consultant who brings in more than $19,500 per month thanks to this secret, says,
It's unreal. It's just overwhelming. It's like we're in a dream. I keep thinking we're going to wake up.
Lorraine and her husband Ron have already paid off their home loan and plan to retire early. And Derek Rudy, a civil engineer from Texas, says,
We call it mailbox money. A lot of people are going to be getting it.
I strongly believe that once the Mains income stream gains more attention among American retirees, you're going to hear a lot more about it. In fact, the Washington Post recently wrote an article on the subject and reported some people are becoming millionaires overnight. Remember, the purpose of this presentation is to show you exactly how you can take advantage of this unusual income secret. So let me explain how it all works. Just listen to the story of a man named David Rice and you'll see exactly how the Mains income secret could have a profound impact on your retirement. Born and raised in Judsonia, Arkansas, about 30 minutes west of Little Rock, Rice is your average hardworking American. He drove a delivery truck for most of his life, well into his 60s. Near the end of his career, he was making $11 an hour, but then an illness forced him to give up work and retire on disability. It wasn't much to live on. I've never made big money, Rice said. Me and my wife just pinched pennies. But that all changed in 2005 when Rice stumbled upon a new way to generate large amounts of income. In short, Rice uncovered a little-known business secret anyone can take advantage of in more than a dozen industries. Everything from music, electronics, art, computers, restaurants, fashion, energy, and publishing, just to name a few. In short, through a unique investment most people have never even heard about, Rice earned the right to collect more than $5,000 per month, a number that will actually increase over time, according to the Arkansas Times. As Rice says, it's going to put a bunch of money in a lot of people's pockets that didn't have any money. It's like a gold rush. I'll tell you exactly what this secret source is in just a minute, and the easiest and most lucrative way I've been able to find for you to get in on the action. You see, over the past few months, I've met, corresponded with, and profiled dozens of people who have taken advantage of this situation. The best part is anyone can do it. Jessica Phillips, who made more than $58,000 per month, said,
I guess I am the luckiest girl in the world.
Linda Sharp from North Dakota, who for decades worked as a sales clerk at a small department store, says, it's the easiest money they've ever made. And George from Abilene, Texas, who gets a check in his mailbox every single month, says,
it's a sweet deal. I'd recommend it to anybody. It's like manna from heaven.
Heck, I even found a 10-year-old girl named Shannon Ricks in Oklahoma who made more than $100,000 per year thanks to this business secret. So how does the secret work? Where does all the money come from? And how can you start collecting today? Let me show you. In every industry, there's usually a backdoor way to get paid over and over again for a single idea, property, or patent. In the drug business, for example, the big money is in patents. After all the work is done developing a new drug, for example, a scientist can partner up with a larger company to handle the expenses and the risks of testing, marketing, and distribution. Then the patent holder gets paid for every prescription that gets filled. The guy who developed the popular pain medication Lyrica, for instance, shares in more than $2 million per month because he owns the patents. The ladies who own the patents on the antifungal medicine Nystatin shared in more than $50,000 per month. In the publishing business, the big money is in royalties. Once you do all the work writing a book, you just sit back and collect your share of the profits. President Barack Obama, for example, makes an average of more than $72,000 per month from the sale of his bestseller, The Audacity of Hope. In fact, this is why we call it the Mainz income stream secret. You see, the Gutenberg press, which was invented in Mainz, Germany, is generally considered the invention that first made collecting regular royalties possible by allowing book publishers and authors to make a fortune after creating a valuable piece of work. And to this day, the Mainz secret remains one of the great low-risk ways to get rich in America. You make just one investment or control one valuable asset and then get paid over and over again while someone else takes the risk of marketing, developing, and distribution. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should go out and develop a new drug or write a book or record a record or anything like that. You see, what I've found is that there are some incredible and low-risk ways to use this secret as an investor. In short, you avoid all the normal risks of doing business and simply collect incredible royalty streams for owning a very valuable asset. Did you know that one of North America's best fast food chains, A&W, allows you to collect tremendous royalties every single month simply by becoming an owner of their trademark? You simply become a part owner of the trademark name, like McDonald's or Burger King, for example, but in this case, you own A&W. And then every time one of these 700 restaurants sells a burger, shake, or fries, you collect royalties. You make just one investment and then get paid over and over again. This opportunity gives you a 3% royalty on all sales at a popular fast food restaurant that's been around since 1956. These stores raked in $795 million last year. All you own is the trademark, yet this incredibly valuable asset allows you to receive a royalty check at the end of every month, 12 total per year. Since this trademark went public in 2002, investors have received a royalty payment every single month. That's 123 months in a row and counting. Royalty payments have increased by more than 40% over this time. The total return has been 374%. Keep in mind that during the same time, the S&P 500 went up about 26%. And get this, there's another little-known stock market opportunity in the music business that allows you to own the rights to royalties from a catalog of over 25,000 copyrighted songs. Again, you simply become a part owner of the music, including songs such as The Little Drummer Boy, Stardust, and works by Bing Crosby and Duke Ellington. Then every time one of those 25,000 songs gets played on the radio, television, or in the movies, you collect royalties. This unique opportunity has paid consecutive royalty dividends every year since 1965. A $25,000 investment at the time of inception would be worth well over $250,000 today. And the earliest copyright expiration isn't until 2018. And get this, former Beatles guitarist Paul McCartney is the largest shareholder. Again, you avoid all the normal risks of doing business and get paid over and over again simply for owning an incredibly valuable asset which will pay you a steady income stream for years to come. That's the Maine's income secret in a nutshell. But here's the thing. You can invest in the opportunities I've just described and you'll probably do okay. But the way to make a lot of money with this secret is to invest in an industry where profits and demands are practically certain to go up. And there's just one industry I can think of that falls into this category. What is it? Well, let me give you a few hints. The business produces an asset that has retained its purchasing power for all recorded human history. It's a universally recognized and timeless store of value. Its natural properties have imbued the element with traits that humans find intrinsically valuable and well suited to use as money. It's portable, divisible, and doesn't corrode. I'm talking, of course, about the gold industry. How do I know prices and demand will continue to climb? Well, for starters, I believe that even though gold has had a great run, we're not even close to seeing the end of the gold bull market. The U.S. government has only one way out of the giant mess they put themselves and us in. That's to print trillions of dollars. And when the government keeps the printing presses on, inflation is right around the corner. So what's the best hedge against inflation? Why, gold, of course. This will cause the price of gold to skyrocket even higher over the next few years. Some currency analysts I respect believe gold could hit $5,000 an ounce before it's all done. But perhaps the single biggest reason gold will continue to rise is because of demand from China and India, cultures which highly value the inherent properties of the yellow metal. A massive new market for gold will emerge as these countries' economies climb out of third world status and hundreds of millions of people join the middle class. China, for instance, is already consuming nearly 30% of the world's gold production, a number which is forecasted to rise over the next several years. Bottom line, we're still in the midst of a long-term bull market for gold, the likes of which the industrialized world has never seen. So how can you use the Maine's income stream secret in the gold industry? Well, I believe that one of the easiest and safest ways to turn a small investment into incredible wealth over the next few years is to own royalty interests in the gold industry. In other words, your only investment is in the ownership of a valuable asset, the gold mine or field. This way, you avoid all the risks and expenses of the mining business and simply collect royalties year after year. Incredibly, many of these royalty interests are bundled into vehicles that are listed and traded on the New York Stock Exchange, so you can buy and sell them just like a regular stock. You might be wondering why you would want to own royalty interests on the stock market rather than traditional gold stocks, and there are two compelling reasons. Reason number one, bigger potential returns. The first reason you should own royalty interests over traditional gold stocks is that the returns can actually be much, much higher. Take Newmont Mining, one of the world's largest gold producers, for example. Newmont has easily been one of the safest and most profitable gold investments over the past decade. Last year, for instance, the company posted record revenue, record cash flow, and even paid more in dividends to shareholders than it has ever paid before. As a result, shares have gone up about 199% in the past 10 years. Not bad, but let's see what happens when you compare owning a complicated and expensive business like Newmont to owning a lesser-known and much simpler gold royalty investment. One income stream, for example, enables you to collect royalties from more than 31,000 square miles of gold-rich land in Nevada, Mexico, Canada, Australia, and Argentina, many of the same areas that Newmont produces gold and silver. So how does an investment like this compare to one of the biggest and best gold companies? Well, to be honest, it isn't even close. A $100 investment in this little-known royalty stream bundle would be worth, well, about $2,377 today. Yes, that's correct. That's a 2,377% return on your money. In other words, owning this little-known royalty bundle was about 12 times more profitable than owning Newmont over the same period. That's enough to turn $100 into more than $2,300, or $5,000 into more than $114,500. Remarkable, isn't it? Instead of collecting nearly 199% return, as some Newmont shareholders did, those who took advantage of gold royalty interests could have collected more than 2,300% returns over the same period. And that's just the beginning. When you look at the long-term performance of this royalty stream, the results are even more impressive. A $100 investment in this royalty stream back in the early 1990s would now be worth more than $225,000.